BAKARYOUUUUUUUUU! Another amazing episode of Carole Tuesday. Oh my god, I was having so much. I'm still excited. I rewatched the episode again, right? I am still like super excited talking about it. Like, I love the anime so much. I think it's clearly the best anime season, right? By far, each week, this episode as well. So it's not a 10, of course, not a 10 out of 10 episode, because they mention it basically, right? But first of all, my favorite scene. Oh man, there's three amazing scenes, right? We have, of course, when she's burning, when like, don't you have better respect to Tuesday, or she burns your house down. We have that, of course, happening, right? But we also have the aftermath, which I think was almost cuter. That's a cute scene where they're like running away, right? And they're like, you know, Bakayaru, just screaming at him how he's an idiot, right? Basically, yeah, you're an idiot. And that scene is so good, as it's like, how do I say it? I mean, they're so cute. They kind of get a safe distance from his house, and they're like, "You idiot! You're a freaking idiot! Screw you, man! Yeah, I'm over with you." You cannot do that, right? But from a very safe distance. So clearly he can't hear that, and they're completely out of danger. So it's like a very silly moment where they're basically screaming for their own, you know, personal sake, right? So that was a very good scene, and again, really speaks to how this show, as I mentioned in my first review, which I keep saying, I think it's so good with that. Show don't tell, right? Like, it shows her, it shows, you know, Tuesday's secret dark side, right? Yeah, yeah, and also shows them how Carole is like, you know, best friend, I love you. She's like, yeah, that was respect. It's like, I respect you, yeah, in that kind of way, right? And also then, she really has, maybe if I start, you know, acting kind of silly, it's like, you idiot, she might make her friend, you know, feel more at ease, right? She starts screaming, and she goes in screaming as well, and they both stand there screaming, and Gus is like, these girls are gonna be the death of me. So I think that was an amazing scene. It really was. The whole progression, right? And again, the anime really explains how the characters act, how they are people and so on, right? Without having mere exposition, right? So many other animes that I watched today, even today, yeah, where it's like, here's a 5 minutes of someone explaining how they are as a person. Oh, I am evil because of this, yeah, and they do that thing, and there's even a flashback, it's like, you know, I used, you know, exposition me, right? Here instead, we see how Carole is helping her friend, right? It's not explaining to us, oh, I want to help her there. It's just doing it, and we learn from that, right? That's how it works. So that's a great, that's very good. Otherwise, of course, what I really loved was the round, right? I mean, generally, the episode was great, and there's one thing I definitely talk about it later as well. In the whole, how do you call it, like the detail and so on. But I think especially though, when I'm thinking about my favorite scene, either the Bakaru scene or this scene, right, where of course the guy in the middle is like, what's happening? What is happening? This is awesome. And he sits there and he's just super happy. He's like, man, this is freaking sweet. He's really boring doing laundry, and these girls are like, awesome. That was an amazing scene. Super hype scene, super fun and super cute, right? So the anime has some wonderful, I think really wonderful characterization scenes, right? Which is so adorable, yeah. It's very good. But another thing I really like the episode is something I've been saying for, of course, episode 1, but I think here, this episode really exemplified that, is the depth of the art, right, in the background and so on. Because I had this long argument, if you look at my second review, of course, leave a comment below. I'm all interested here what you think and so on. So you can see, like last week, right, I had a guy in my last review that's like, students anime, you know, has Yuri, main character and so on. I was like, man, what? Yeah. And clearly, it's a very, like, bigoted opinion. He's like, I don't want to like this anime because it has, like, gay main characters. And I'm like, man, that is completely insane. Of course, I am biased, so to speak. But even if I wouldn't be biased in the actual situation, it still is like, man, that's crazy. Like, any kind of storyline is good on its own merits, right? That it's not good on, like, who's directed it. Yeah, I mean, that's bottom line for me, right? If you watch an anime, I don't care if an anime, whatever, TV show, I don't care if the director is white, black, or, you know, Asian. Like, it doesn't matter. It's supposed, you know, it's like, it matters the actual content of the story, right? Which matters, and so on, in production, etc. Yeah. So it's like a really weird thing. It's like, no, they seem to have, like, two really friendly main characters, whatever. Talk about too much, but my point here is that because I had, that's why I always allow every discussion, right? Even to people that are, I feel, are insanely wrong. Because I'm like, I still want to hear your opinion, so I can either maybe learn from it anyway though and see why you are saying this, and maybe I can try to improve my views or improve how I argue with people, right? So okay, did you say this thing? How can I change your mind, right? And also generally, I want to change your mind, right? If you have this absurd opinion about stuff, which I think is really, really, really wrong. I mean, in general context, I want to change that, right? But no matter what, though, that still made me, the best part of that, though, it really made me think about the art, right? Because the defense or the counter against Carole Tuesday was that Kenya no Magoa is a better anime because the art is better, which is completely bullshit as the art in the anime is pretty bad. The anime here is clearly the best art of the season. So but from that though, my mind was even more vivid though. So I've been staring at every damn scene in this episode. I watched it twice now to really find all like, okay, this scene, this. Yes, I mean like really now. But sitting here and being like, I am super serious now, looking at every damn scene that I wanna exemplify the art right. So the first thing I read at an episode, which I felt really stood out, is how the other character in the background keeps talking, right, and they keep moving and so on. That's a good example for other animes, for example, like Kenya no Magoa, where they never do that. Like, it's just, the characters aren't really like, how say it? Characters aren't really alive, right, in most other animes, or just general, background sausage things, and they kind of sit there like that. They don't even do this thing, right? They just kind of sit there. And not even like eat food and so on. That's quite typical. And so you see right away in this anime here, when they are at the pizza place, pizza restaurant, pizza place, and you can really see how the other characters are like moving. I'm trying to talk now about moving, so it's really stupid. I'm trying like some kind of mental voices, but you know what I mean. They keep eating, they keep like talking, they keep drinking food and so on. So what we actually see is that the world around us, or around not us, but but around the characters are alive, right? And that's such a strong teens anime. And I think that it's just like the quality of the episode and like the vivid graphics and so on are just really, really extended by that. Like it makes the episode feel so much better. So if, for example, look at the scene, you can find a good, like this. Yeah, here is a good point here. So for example, here to the left there, or to the right, version here, you can see this couple here is having a pizza in the background, right? And this woman here is actually gonna drink this bottle. It actually happens. I don't wanna, do the recording because I don't wanna get, any issues. But yeah, so it's still frames. You don't because of YouTube. But she's actually having that drink, right? Do I have a drink here? You have a drink here. Postmus here, yeah. I have a drink here, right? And she does the thing, right? And she actually moves this thing every now and then. And actually you remove pieces and so on. And that actually is freaking awesome because it means that the world around them are actually alive. And it keeps like, every scene in this episode when they have background characters, like for example the girls also at the pool, they see them diving and swimming and so on. And most other animes, right, you see those girls standing there looking, up eyes and like, oh yeah, we're pretty hot, not his whatever bimbos he's doing right, on the side, the DJ guy. But they will usually maybe stand there. Right? Maybe they will do some little quality of one girl jumping in, right? But the other ones will be pretty much still, right? But here everyone is moving, but most scenes you are. People are eating in the background, stuff is moving around, stuff is flying on the top and so on, right? So there's so many good scenes episode where you constantly see that everything around the character are always alive. Everything in the background, when they go by trains, stuff over them, when you see, and details like, for example, that her mom has, I guess, her boyfriend kind of game, or like, her, this daily, her current lover or something like that. Whatever, something weird, right? We see her son, her brother, so the mother's son talking to him, and so like, whatever, care about him. And then she kind of like, goes past her son, and then we see the guy kind of like, gets her hand around her, right? Yeah, kind of slim it in there a little bit. We looks kind of like, oh, I see, they're gonna go and have, obviously, but like those kind of details too are there, right? So the anime has so many of that. So for the long context of the video and so on, but I tried to make it a little. My point is that I find it interesting, right, when someone is talking about art quality. Because if it's one thing this anime has, it is clearly 10 out of 10, absolutely the best art quality this season. That's an objective fact. That's my point of what I'm making. It's an objective fact, right? Because you can't really like, you can always say that, oh, I like whatever, I like shonen anime. I like shonen anime too, yeah. You know, I like shonen anime, or I like this thing and so on. So I don't want to watch a musical anime and so on. And that's completely fine, right? You don't have to like love every genre and so on. Same way with books and movies and games or whatever, right? Maybe you don't want to play the latest like fighting game because fighting games are kind of hard and so on. I want to play role-playing games, yeah, obviously, right? But you can still see that, well, Mortal Kombat, South now, yeah. Mortal Kombat is clearly the most violent fighting game. Like, yeah, and that's like a fact, right? The art in the game is absurdly violent. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that that is clearly an objective fact. It's not a game, the list I know of that's big at least, that does that kind of, you know, violent art, right? And that's very, very clear. So no matter if you like the actual genre or not, you can clearly see that. You don't have to actually like the fighting game genre. And that's kind of the same thing here. It's kind of silly. I don't know why I feel I have to defend this thing, but I will defend it because I feel it's so ridiculous. No matter if you don't like the musical genre, right, or whatever, if it's a genre even, I guess it's a genre. Even like the musical genre of anime, you can clearly see this is the best looking musical genre right now. And if you compare it to other animes or other genres, this is still way better, right? I think one reason again that, as I mentioned, is the whole world being alive, right? But also the details and stuff like that, with his arm and how she burned out in her eyes and the body language. And I love the round thing. We see that trying to teach her to skateboard and like those kind of stuff. They have all this like, you know, there's so much physical action in anime. There's so many other animes like that. The biggest, I think again, right, one of the absolute strengths of anime is how greatly the art, not the artist, but also how great the art is at expressing the characters, right? So if the art wasn't working, that whole like show don't tell wouldn't work either, because the anime is so good at showing us how they are bonding as friends and so on. We have so many other animes really can't really perform in that situation. And I don't only talk about anime, I think about general stuff like TV show, movies, and so on. This anime is fantastic. Cool. I mean, I watched that run like 3 times now. It's really awesome, right? How we see them, you know, practicing together, writing the lyrics, and then see them like, you know, having fun together, working together, kind of they're doing stuff together, going in the bathroom together. I guess it's somewhat Yuri, yeah. They're bathing together and so on, like, you know, typical like sisters kind of thing, yeah, and so on. They're doing all of that, right? And it really like shows you so much of the character and so on. It looks like a montage, but it's a really, really good montage. The montage wouldn't work at all. Unless, I mean, okay, it would work, I guess, but I mean, it works so good, so well. I think it's so good, honestly. Yeah, whatever. But alright, yeah, it works even better, right? Because the art is so amazing. So it's like objectively an amazing detailed art show. It really, really stands out as like the best art anime this season by far. So whatever, that's the art thing, is what I mentioned that, right? And I want to frame it the best I can do, but I think that it is just, I said it like 10 times now, but it really is such good art in both quality of it, color schemes, saturation, hue, and so on, but also just, you know, all the details, all the little extra things in the sound, right? All exemplified world as well. And also kind of like one thing, which is not really art, but more like world building, but also kind of art, like in a mix of that. When it's happened at the pizza place and they like order pizza and the table turns into a pizza, right? And they press on the menu and the pizza said, yeah, that is awesome. That kind of stuff is really good too. And also generally the like the episode 1, right, where her suitcase could turn into, she like, you know, they can walk and she drives on it. So those kind of stuff, yeah, those stuff are so good as anime. They are really, really fantastic. And then generally you have the whole, like, you know, the preview and so on. But, okay, last thing then, again, I think we go back to the DA thing. I think it's a really good thing, yeah. And of course I love that. I think it's a great team because there's so many reasons why it's good. There's all the respect the woman and all that good stuff. He's like a really weird, creepy guy that's like, first he's gonna be like, oh, let's have, you know, yeah, because Rody sent you. But actually it's kind of weirder how he's like, gets down and does push-up. It's actually kind of weirder. It's like, I don't know. I was preferred he was like, yeah, let's have, I don't know, demonization. Yeah, he is like, no. He's going for something almost weirder there. But still, though, I think he's a good character. And I don't mean good as a good person. I mean, writingly good character. The written is pretty good with him. Because he really is like the typical douchebag, you know, famous playboy guy, right, womanizer, and so on. And when I watched that, I was like, man, he's kind of funny, but also he's almost a horrible person. But he comes off as, it's kind of like I don't want to say adorable, but a little bit. Yeah, it's like adorable, anime womanizer. He's like, instead of doing the, oh, I'm naked, so I said, no, he's like pushing, doing like, it's a kind of weird super push-up with stuff to help you push up, right? Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, this is so silly that it becomes kind of funny, right? Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's so ridiculous. Like, it works in a stupid, like, bad guy way, He's like a stupid, playboy bad guy, yeah, and it's like, it's kind of cute in a stupid way there. So I really like that, but I really, really feel that one good person anime, right? And of course I think people can relate to that, is that in that situation when he's like, oh, you can just do this instead, oh, you can do that stuff, and he's just disrespecting their lyrics, right, and their music and so on, would actually spend time doing, and Tuesday is like, screw you, man, like, yeah, burn it up. It's a good scene to, as normally you would of course be very, very inclined to, like, I really want to, how I say it, get a career, right? Yeah, no matter what, right? Like, for example, I see that my work too, right? Where I work currently, or late time. I mean, I worked at many different big companies in my life, I guess. Like, I've seen it in, for example, when I worked at Disney, same thing there. Blizzard, same thing there, right? I worked at different mainly big game companies. But still, where I'm working right now, my latest job, it's the same thing here. People that are super young, especially people that are very young. So yeah, there's ageist here now. But like people that are young without little experience, right? And they get this kind of job. It's like, this is the dream job. I dreamt for this for 10 years, or at least 10 years probably, for kids to get, to work in like a game industry and that. Yeah, and then they get completely, they become zombified by that, right? Most of them do. Not always, but many do. Yeah, it's like, the random boss says a really bad idea, right? And they're like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, boss is right. Yeah, and I'm there, and I worked there for 10 years, but I was always a naysayer for the beginning, though. But yeah, I'm that personality too. I'm like, no, it's a horrible idea. Let's not do that. Yeah, and I'm like, the only guys like, no, let's not do that. And I'm like, this 20-year-olds, they're all like, yeah, because they don't wanna, they're so afraid of fire, right? They're so into that whole, like, I have to please this, guy that has experience in the industry and so on. So I can definitely relate to that, because people get to that. Whereas I can relate to Tuesday, because I would do this. I'm like, screw you, man. I am that guy. It's like, burn you. Yeah. I probably wouldn't burn and stuff, but I'd probably be like, screw you. I do my own stuff. Yeah. No, maybe not. But I mean, that's the thing, right? Because yeah. So I really love this scene, because yeah, they build up the whole, this song, right? This Drown Brown. Build it up, and in the end, when he doesn't respect them, she's like, yeah, like, you're dead for me, yeah. And she goes out and then says, BAKARYOUUUUUUUUUU, yeah, BAKARYOUUUUUUUUUU, yeah, and it goes feeling at them. But it's really good, right? Because like 99 out of 100 times, right, people would just do whatever he says, right? Because you're obsessed with pleasuring the experienced guy, right? Or experienced woman, I guess, but usually a guy, then yeah. So you're really obsessed with that, right? To get whatever career chance you have, right? And that is absolutely in reality. You can find it in so many businesses. But for example, in my experience then, mainly working with computers, yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, I worked at both, like, IT companies, not normal, and I worked at all like schools and so on, yeah, but I also worked in the entertainment industry and so on, right? And of course then, even the worst part, gaming, for people that are obsessed with just getting a job, right? I've seen the same thing with Disney. People were so into it, so they were like, it says that they were into it to use work, just having the title of work at Disney. So into it, they would be like, they wouldn't even ask for like a raise, right? And it was like, you should probably get a raise, man, because you worked there for like this much time. And they're like, oh, I don't want to offend anyone. No, yeah, but it's like, and I'm like the kind of the middleman in there. I'm like, well, you have the right for a raise now, but you have to talk to my manager, like the top manager. I'm like the middle guy here. I can recommend that based on your track record. And they're like, no, I don't want to, offend him. He's actually bad. I was like, he won't fire you for that. It's like logical, you should do that. And they're like, no, I don't want that. Like, I have literally been that happened to me like 3-4 times. Like, at least 3 times in my memory now. And people are not asking for a raise because they don't want to mess with the top. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So, whatever, my point is, of course, that scenes are great because you're like, screw you, yeah, like, I want to be my own, right? And that, of course, is again the contra thing to Angela, right? Where Angela, of course, is being the classic, I want to, be a musician, but she is agreeing to all this like data probing and like mining and weird stuff, right, to make her famous. And of course she doesn't really have a choice right now. She hates it, so I like to she hates it though. That's a good part of Angela. Good and a bad part. Maybe in a way it would be interesting if she was just like fine with it, but I think that would be a weaker character in the end. If she was more just like, oh yeah, this is fun, yeah, like a bimbo kind of, just doing it for whatever ratings and so on. Yeah, it would be in a way. I think that would make more sense because Anila seems to be a very intelligent character. And of course, she realizes by working with these people, she gets she becomes more famous and so on. So it's not stupid in that sense, but it's also breaking what she actually wants to do, right? As like actually singing her own music and so on. So it's kind of like I feel like she is too smart to be used, I feel, but she's still letting them use her, which make her, of course, a more gray zone character and makes it more interesting. So in the end, it might really pay off that she's actually gonna betray them or you leave. So yeah, so that is really good in a sense, but at the same time, I do feel it's like maybe a better enemy for them. Okay, this is my only complaint. Don't press this up on yeah. Is it maybe a better enemy would be a character that's just like the machine, right? Just purely data-driven girl does exactly what the evil press tells her, and she has no mind of her own. And she's just like purely doing that stuff, and then it would be really and still have it sell really well, right? Like in actual reality, yeah. I think that in a way that could be better because now Anila is even going against them already. So yeah, maybe that's why. I mean, I still like it. I think it's interesting. She's very like interesting character there, but I feel it's special that she's already episode 3 here, going against her evil overlords, right? She's already telling Mama there to like stop doing that. I wanna, So she says, yeah. So that makes it a little weird because I feel like she's gonna, betray them then or leave their, corporation. I mean, I would hope, not the last episode, but in the middle maybe. That being said, though, of course, DJ is, which I said last week, probably the enemy, right? He's probably gonna be the enemy now. He might be that guy doing the more very like whatever. I was gonna fight them. I don't really care. Like he's just like trying to sell more. And also, you never know if they're gonna throw in more cats, right? There's still 3 episodes, and it's a double core 20 plus episode, right? 25 6 episode. So Angela already showing she hates this thing. Of course, she showed it, but I mean, she didn't tell her. She even told off like I want to quit in a way, right? She's even doing that already. She might actually leave, and then they might get another girl, which is that like typical, super. I know, yeah, which is doing exactly what telling her. I could see that happen. There also could be an twist to it that she's actually so kind of like maybe she turns into like a neutral, the enemy, but also not like the true enemy, so to speak, to become the biggest star strikes, not the evil corporation. She might start there, then go over to be her own, right, and try to do something else as well. But I think that's gonna be her end story regardless, though. She's gonna obviously leave them and then become famous by her own songs, right? Eventually, definitely. But that might be last episode, right? But maybe Tyrion, yeah. Whatever. Hope that review, guys. Press the like button as well. Leave a comment below, right? I know I read a little too much about the whole art thing I felt, but I was like, man, it's just so stupid. I'm talking about it. So I wanna discuss this, right? And yeah, tomorrow Sarah Sanmai. That's gonna be awesome. And then on Friday, of course, we have all the Anxiety Girls. But Butcher-chan, I would say, was amazing last week. This unrated anime. I myself was like, it's pretty funny. Then episode 3 dropped of Hit the Butcher last Friday. I was like, I'm still laughing at that. I'm still laughing at it. It is me, Butcher! Hit the Butcher! I was still laughing at that. Amazing funny. Recommended. Super lovely. About a girl that can't make friends. She can make friends, I guess, now. But yeah, really good anime. Anyway, see you guys and have a great day.